The Bears will no doubt be addressing the offensive and defensive trenches in the 2025 offseason, especially through the NFL draft. But after losing to the 30th ranked rushing offense on the Seattle Seahawks this past Thursday night and getting crushed by them, I want the Bears to consider using that first round pick on a defensive lineman, because luckily this draft is absolutely full of them. And there are three guys that I want the Bears to consider: Mason Graham out of Michigan, Abdul Carter out of Penn State, and Princely Umanmielen out of Ole Miss. These guys are run-stopping quarterback pressure machines that could be the talent this defensive line needs, and I'm going to break them all down. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Now, before I begin today's show, hit that like button if you want the Bears to draft one of the three guys mentioned in this video, along with commenting who out of the three you want the Bears to draft the most. And are you a Bears fan and want to stay up to free Bears news and notifications? Please hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't already, enter our custom Chicago Bears jersey giveaway. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Winner will be announced tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. So let's go through these guys, shall we? Let's start with the guy closest to Chicago right now, Mason Graham. Currently at Michigan, the Anaheim, California kid is currently a junior over at Michigan, standing at 6'3", 320 pounds, and only 21 years old. He's a projected top 10 pick, and he is the number one ranked defensive tackle in the nation right now. So he's the best that it gets from an interior standpoint, a spot we desperately need talent and depth at, but also he's versatile as he is able to kick it to the outside. Going through his scouting report, this guy is absolutely worth it if he is available at number 7. His overall grade is 90 out of 100, according to our friends over at NFLDraftBuzz.com. He has an 81 out of 100 tackling grade, an 89 out of 100 pass rush grade. Again, remember, getting through the interior of the offensive line is way harder than the exterior. And he has a 100 out of 100 run defense grade, the second 100 out of 100 in the last 5 years on NFL Draft Buzz. For an interior guy to be ranked that high is unheard of, and scouts agree with it tremendously. His relentless motor and agility to make him nearly unblockable, according to scouts, constantly applying pressure and getting through the interior of the offensive line by tiring them out. Impressive hand usage as well, with his swatting ability to get out of potential holds and opening other abilities for himself, along with great lower body strength that allow him to shed blocks and ease and wrap up running backs and quarterbacks if he's able to get after them. He can play edge or interior as well, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, as he's versatile, tricking and creating a different offensive lineman packages that weaken and tire out tackles and offensive guards and centers, along with great vision and ability to wrap up and not allow any broken tackles. He only has one broken tackle this season while at Michigan. And honestly, looking at his game clips, which you can go look at, I don't even believe. His stats, though, very impressive. Running a 5.1 40 time for a guy playing the interior is pretty darn fast, along with having 45 total tackles this year, with 5 quarterback sacks up the middle, 8 quarterback hits, and 20 quarterback hurries. And on top of that, 10 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. So the kid is clearly special, has a lot of talent, is very versatile, and brings a huge upgrade to the interior of the Chicago Bears defensive line that's needed. His size and speed is crazy too, and I would love to see him in Chicago Bears orange and navy this upcoming season. And I feel like he'd be a huge upgrade to help out this very, very diminished run defense at the moment without Andrew Billings. Going to the second guy, and honestly, I'm just going to say this now, this is my favorite at number 7, Abdul Carter out of Penn State. The Philadelphia kid is currently a junior at Penn State, standing at 6'3", 259 pounds, and only 21 years old, and also a projected top 10 pick, and he's the second-ranked defensive lineman in this draft, so a little bit more of a likelihood that we land him over Mason Graham. Scoring an 89.9 out of 100 according to NFL Draft Buzz, scoring a 66 out of 100 tackling grade, a 100 out of 100 pass rush grade, and an 80 out of 100 run defense grade. He's one of the best edges in college this year due to his crazy speed, length, and pursuit. Reminds me a lot of Micah Parsons, who ironically played at Penn State and also wore number 11 while at Penn State. Crazy athletic as well. Great closing speed, which makes him effective against any sort of agility type quarterback. Heavy hitting and explosiveness, which allows him to have a ton of forced fumbles along with breaking up plays, and an NFL caliber caliber quickness, according to scouts, and flexibility around the edges due to his long arms to help drag down running backs, also push away offensive tackles and get after quarterbacks. And talking about that speed, he runs a 4.48 40 time for a guy that big with 63 total tackles. He has 12 sacks this year, which is almost leading in college right now, along with 9 quarterback hits and 35 quarterback hurries. He does lead college right now with 22 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. Imagine him alongside Montez Sweat, and adding a young edge to the room like him could be an unlock for Austin Booker. They could be a partner in crime later on after the Montez Sweat days are over, but an overall solid player for the Chicago Bears to bring in. Again, Big Ten defensive linemen always seem to work out very well in the league, and I would love nothing more than the Bears to bring this kid in at number 7. Pay him a low salary for the next 4 years or on a rookie contract. Let him earn that big contract money, but build from within, and I think he'd be huge for the run and pass defense. Now, the last guy I'm going to hit on today is Princely Umanmielen from Ole Miss. The edge is currently the 3rd ranked edge at the moment out of Ole Miss, standing at 6'4", 255 pounds, so a little bit of extra length. But Princely is a projected top 10 pick, and a lot of people have him falling to the Chicago Bears when he was at number 9. He could definitely fall to them at number 7 then. According to our friends over at NFLDraftBuzz.com, an 89.7 out of 100 grade, tackling 76 out of 100, pass defense 98 out of 100, and rush defense 84 out of 100. So a little bit better than Abdul in a couple different categories, but overall Abdul's a little bit better. But this kid, Princely, he accelerates rapidly and is great at angles around offensive linemen. Too fast for them, and his 40 time of 4.48, same exact as Carter as well, absolutely makes that. Huge pop off the snap to weaken offensive tackles. High football IQ with great vision as well, with great reaction skills. Huge length and wingspan. High motor, fights through contact to apply pressure and get after the backfield and the quarterback, and very strong tackling ability. His stats this year, 12 sacks as well, 40 total tackles, 17 of them being solo. 14 tackles for loss, 34 quarterback hits, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 forced fumble, and one of them led to a touchdown. But a very special player with great agility that would be also a great pairing with Montez Sweat. And he's just big, mean, and loves playing football. Very reliable as well. Never missed a game between his time at Florida and at Ole Miss. So this kid could be very special for the Chicago Bears for a long time. And I would love, again, to see any of these guys in orange and navy blue, but this guy would be an absolute monster of the Midway. But guys, I want to hear your thoughts on these 3 options. I think all of them would be huge upgrades for the Chicago Bears, but Abdul Carter is my number 1 pick. And I just want to break down really quickly why. The Bears have 3 picks in the top 40, and this free agency is full of interior offensive guards. Darnell Wright, we don't have to worry about. It seems like the Bears want to stick with Braxton Jones even after that injury, and the guards and center are our biggest issues. Tevin Jacob probably won't come back. Matt Pryor is not the answer to the future, and Coleman Shelton, I don't even have to get into. But after this pick, the Bears still have 2 top 41 picks, which they can use on an interior defensive tackle as one of them, and then a center from Texas or another type of different player from the interior. Personally, I think the Bears are going to address one of the guard positions through the draft and one guard position through free agency. And there are some free agent centers and in both free agency and the draft that the Bears can pick up. So we'll see what the Bears end up doing here. But the defensive line needs a lot of help as well. There's not a lot of defensive line help in free agency that's worth the money. So a lot of things to consider in this situation. But Ryan Poles has to be super smart about it if he is the Bears general manager. And again, want to hear your guys' thoughts on the subject. But with that, please hit the like button before you leave if you haven't already. Comment your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I want to give you a Bears custom jersey. Winner will be announced tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. So stay tuned for that. But with that, thank you as always for tuning this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, bear down, baby.